this put on Daniel Jones?
Oh, it puts more pressure on Indy's front office because now Daniel Jones is going to get another huge contract.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. Or the franchise tag's going to be $46 million. The Colts have somehow painted, for reasons I don't totally understand, put themselves in the exact position the Giants found themselves in, which is, oh man, we're going to end up having to pay this guy without being certain of him. And I don't think you can be certain of him after 1 year.
You can franchise him, yeah.
Right, franchise him for $46 million is a ton of money.
Yeah.
No, it's not. So there is huge pressure on the Colts front office. Yes, there's pressure on Daniel Jones. The shame of it for Daniel Jones is there are two major issues with Daniel Jones. One is an opinion-based one. How good is he actually? And different people can disagree. Greg is a reasonable, really smart football guy. He and I have disagreed on Daniel Jones for 5 years. So that's a subject of debate. What is not a subject of debate is he going to be healthy? And he has completed one season in his career. One season in his career, and they are pushing their chips into the middle of the table with a quarterback who in college broke his collarbone. His first year in the pros had a high ankle sprain, played 12 games. His second year had 2 injuries, played 14 games. His third year had a neck injury, played 11 games. His fourth year was healthy. His fifth year tore his ACL, played 6 games or 10 games, I'm not sure which, or played 6 games. And then last year, remember, they benched him because they were worried he would get hurt and injuries guarantees would kick in.
Back there.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, there is the Colts have been made a massively aggressive move that also signals to Daniel Jones and his people, you're the guy no matter what. So, yeah, it's pressure on everyone involved there.
Wow. I've never heard such a grasping at straws take. Wow. Now we're going to start to go through Daniel Jones's injury history. First off, when he was getting crushed with an awful O-line. We're going to start talking about how he broke his collarbone in college. We'll tell the whole story, how he then came back like 2 weeks later. He got surgery and he was perfectly fine. And those types of injuries are they just happen. It's nothing to do with like an injury prone thing. I broke my collarbone, kind of smashed into a wall. It just happens. Like it's an unfortunate thing. Aaron Rodgers broke his collarbone like multiple times. Aaron Rodgers has played a very long time in the NFL. Daniel Jones for much of his career with New York was just getting hammered, running for his life nonstop. It happens to every single quarterback. Also, this idea that the Colts now are going to have to pay Daniel Jones like $1 gajillion. It says who? What are you talking about? If anything, he's probably going to get a similar deal to that of like Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield. It's going to be, I don't know what the equivalent of that is right now, but it was like $100 million for like 3 years or whatever. I don't know what the equivalent of that is right now, obviously, because things keep getting higher and higher. But it's not like he's going to be getting some like $200+ million contract. I don't see that happening. And I think Daniel Jones is also going to want to be like, okay, I found like a legitimate home here. Like Shane Steichen and the Colts, like they want me here. I'm succeeding here. Like this is great. I don't think it's going to be one of those things where they're like, or he's going to get some, like I said, I don't even know what the going rate these days is going to be, right? And what is it going to go up to now? Like 250 million or something for like 4 years or something for a quarterback. I'm trying to think of which quarterback's next up and who's set to reset the market here. I'm not sure if anyone is right now. But that's not what Daniel Jones, I don't believe that's what Daniel Jones is going to do. I don't believe that for a second. I think Daniel Jones will be taking more of a team-friendly deal because he knows if he goes somewhere else, let's say the Cleveland Browns are like, hey, we want a quarterback, we'll take you. And he knows, like, what are the chances of me succeeding there? Not at all. And it's not like Daniel Jones hasn't been paid before. Like Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, like those quarterbacks, and even like a Geno Smith, those quarterbacks had more of an incentive of like, I gotta get like a payday. Because they never really got their payday. Their payday really just came from, I was a higher draft pick, specifically, obviously, Baker and Sam. And so they did get a chunk of change, obviously, enough money to never have to worry about money ever again. But they never really got that contract. Daniel Jones did. I mean, didn't he sign like a $150 million contract here before with the Giants? Yeah, it was 4 years, 160 million, which at that point was like, top dollar. So, and now if you sign like a 4-year 160, that's a discount. That's a huge discount now. And that's the best thing that everyone kind of talks about that the Bucs have going for them, is that they're underpaying Baker Mayfield for his production. Same thing with Sam Darnold. So I think that's what Indianapolis will probably do here. That's what I believe, because he hasn't done enough to prove himself, with this franchise, like in terms of a long-term perspective. If anything, the Colts have given him life rather than him giving the Colts life. But it's been mutual. It has been. If anything, it's been like a 60-40 split. So, but again, and now we're trying to cycle back. Now we don't even know if he's going to be healthy. It's like, okay, sure. We don't know if Joe Burrow is going to be healthy. We don't know if Lamar Jackson is going to be healthy. We don't know if Jane Daniels is going to be healthy. It's unbelievable how we want to always play that game when we either want to emphasize injuries to the maximum or completely throw them out like it's nothing. It's just, I don't know. It doesn't really make sense. Someone like a Joe Burrow, I could understand a little bit more. But honestly, both quarterbacks have suffered the consequences of just being crushed week after week after week after week. It's why I have a concern about Justin Herbert, and I have a concern about Josh Allen, because those guys are getting hits. They're a lot of times they're seeking out contact, and I do have those concerns. But when you're focused on what the Colts need to do right now, what are they supposed to do then with Daniel Jones? They like him a lot. They can win with him. They're having a tremendous amount of success. So they're not supposed to make sure that they're not supposed to improve their team and make it as great as they can. And they're going to be squeamish about paying him because they're afraid that he might get injured. You make that argument about imagine if Joe Burrow was like, hey, I can come to Indianapolis right now. Let's go. Yeah, you'd be uncomfortable because you'd be like, I don't know, this guy's got injured a lot. But you're not going to go along with it. You're not going to say, no, we'll pay you. And especially if you get Joe Burrow for like $45 million, you take that. It's worth the risk. There's always the risk. There's always that, concern. It always exists. It's always there. Always, always, always. But right now, we're definitely in an NFL world where at one point it just felt like we were ripping off elite quarterbacks just nonstop from college. It was like, come on down, man. We're getting 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 starting quarterbacks who are all the next Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. It was like, come on, everyone, you're Mahomes, you're Mahomes, you're Mahomes, you're Lamar, you're Josh. Let's go, baby, let's go. And then it kind of felt like, never mind. Maybe this thing is a lot harder than anyone realized. Maybe it's gonna take a lot longer. And now you look around and you're like, Daniel Jones, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield. Like, yeah, okay. Like, yeah, you know what? It's a lot better to do this because we can win. We can be competitive. We don't have to play a game. And I don't mean like an actual football game. I just mean like the metaphorical game of like, what about this quarterback? I don't know. He's 23. Maybe he'll be good. Maybe not. I don't know. And what about J.J. McCarthy? J.J. McCarthy's been banged up multiple times. He was a young, fit, physical prime quarterback. Can't stay healthy right now. Got hurt in the preseason. Got hurt in the regular season. There was no reason to believe that he was going to be getting banged up this many times. You just have no idea. You have no idea. Sometimes you just got to move forward. Sometimes you have to really strongly consider it, considering where your franchise is, where the franchise is for the Indianapolis Colts. I think all these moves make sense, and it's awesome. It's awesome to see a team like the Indianapolis Colts have nothing going for them for a long time. They bring in a Daniel Jones. They're playing great. They're playing awesome. And they're like, let's go for it, baby. Let's get after it. Are you kidding me? That's amazing. This is my point about how I just made my Dallas Cowboys take. This is a team that's actually saying, we're going all in right now. Let's go. And then you have the Dallas Cowboys with Dak Prescott. And they're like, let's do 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Let's kind of plan for the future. Kind of not. Kind of yet. This team is like, no, we believe in what we have and we're going for it. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. It's clarity. They believe in what they built. They believe in what they can accomplish and they're going for it. Doesn't mean that they're going to succeed, but they're going for it. That's awesome. And if you want to overshadow that with you're going to have to pay Daniel Jones money, it's going to cost them money. Oh, is it? I thought we'd get Daniel Jones for a bag of chips and a soda pop. He might get injured. Oh, could he? Okay. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Daniel Jones and the Indianapolis Colts? The moves that they're making. Are you concerned? Are you excited? How do you feel about it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.